your business life framework priorities, meaning we're going to rank the 9 different areas of the framework that we're using this year to structure and look at and analyze and pay attention to and prioritize and grow and build and supersize our business, and prioritize them for the rest of this year and maybe even going into next year. You'll know if that's the right priority order or not, or if you need to tweak it at the end of the year for what you want to do next year. So again, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. And why is this life framework so important? And why does it apply as a business framework when we overlay it in our business? Because the truth is, your business, your life, nothing will change and grow unless you change and grow it. So what we did today is, or what we're doing today, and what I did in the Be a Better You annual challenge to demonstrate that I do this right along with you, is the first thing I did is I looked at the beginning of the year, the first part of the year, I think it was probably the 3rd of January or so. We looked at and we rated on a scale of 1 to 10 each of those different framework areas: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, communication, confidence, and contribution. And then I went back and looked in my book to what I rated yesterday. We rated how do we rank and not rank, how do we rate those now? And we wrote that down. Then after I did that, I went and I looked in my book and I wrote down, well, what did I rate them at the beginning of the year? And that always leads me to see right in front of my face data points. It's not just me guessing. It's, okay, this is what I said on that particular snapshot day. This is how I felt yesterday. Is it a positive change or a negative change? And of course, in 2 areas, I had a lower rating yesterday than I did at the beginning of the year. So I want to explore those areas, right? For me, it was relationships and contribution. And I have to ask myself, okay, why would I have rated those lower at this time of year than at the beginning of the year? And I'll explore that today. I'm not going to go into it because I don't know yet, but I will be more self-aware and explore that today and say, okay, well, why am I feeling that way? Why do I feel that this is my current level of ranking? And then I like to, you can do it any way you want. You can pick, these are my top 3 priority areas. We're going to prioritize all of them compared to one another. So we're going to, number 1 is our most important priority. Number 2 is our second most important priority. Number 3 is our third. And I would like you to share in the comments below just your top 3. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to care. And guess what? There's only so many possible combinations, and it's not a competitive thing. It's you showing yourself what needs to be a priority for you. So you might not do it that way. You might just say, hey, finance is always my number 1 priority. Physical is my second priority. And thirdly is, maybe it's communication, maybe it's confidence, whatever it is for you. Or maybe, and like I said, they can go in any order. But mine are 1 for relationships, 2 for contribution, because those are the ones that had changed in a negative way. And then 3 for physical, because I already know that physically our organization needs some fixing, improving, restructuring, and processes and things. And then just through 9 for the rest of the priorities. Why do we want to do this? Well, it allows us to be really honest with ourselves in terms of what is most important as we're building and growing and supersizing our business. If somebody comes to me with a financial thing right now, and finances are number 7 on my priority list, I'm probably just going to say no to it because I've got so many other priorities already lined up. And finances is, of course, one of those things because it's an ongoing thing. I'm not going to do something about that. No, I will admit I am in a 6-month challenge going forward that has to do with finances, but it also has to do with mental, emotional, spiritual, and other things. So we need to keep in mind that when we prioritize and work in one area or aspect of our business or our life, it positively impacts all of the other areas, which is funny because I think that came up as a card I pulled. By my attention to things, I am making choices and I can attract whatever I want that agrees with my desires. So this was specific to relationships, but that's because relationships was the number 1 area. It's the one I feel like I went down in, and and so I actually in November, for No Nonsense November, pulled this whole deck, not realizing that it's all about relationships. It's the law of attraction and relationship. So I think that's interesting. And that was telling me, hey, You need to pay more attention to this because you're not paying attention to it. So what are we going to do today? We are going to prioritize these 9 areas, 1 being the most important, 9 being the least important to you right now today. Remember, this is just a snapshot, but looking at the snapshot is very revealing if we're willing to be self-aware and look at it and say, okay, well, if finances are number 1 and we're not doing anything to impact our finances, maybe we should just look at that and reassess and say, okay, if that's the number 1 priority, what are the top 3 things we can do in that area? And what are the 3 things we're going to do every day to impact that? That's what I like to do. All right. Any questions about this? Hit me up and ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.